Hello, everybody, and welcome to Somebody's Heroes. We are on a very, very special recording. We only have two members of the Raven Court tonight. I'm Eric. I'm the Dungeon Master, and I will go ahead and send it over to Justin. I'll have you go first.
Oh, hey everybody, how's it going? I am GM Justin. You can find me on all my socials at Forever GM Justin. You can also find me over at Roll D5, where we specialize in playing indie TTRPGs, and I will be playing Link. North?
And North, whenever you're ready.
Oh, I was waiting for my cue. I didn't know how much longer Justin's intro was going to be.
I know, it's like 5 hours. I'm sorry.
All right, so my name is Northwolf 911. I am the executive producer, also CEO of Twisted Fates Productions, and I am here playing the man, the myth, the legend himself, Vaelith. And what are we going to get into today?
Well, we're about to find out. When we last left off with Vaelith, you just finished getting in an argument with Sola'cend.
Oh, yes.
And in that, he told you that he was made by not you, but you know he's his, and you guys had that conversation.
Yes, I am your daddy, and I don't know.
Correct. I did not know I was your dad. I am so sorry I never showed up. I showed up 1,000 years into your life. I am so sorry.
I didn't know I was away from milk.
Correct. You knew his power compounded and made your own stronger, but you did not know. You don't remember you don't remember ever making him, but you knew he was of your blood.
Yes.
And he told you that the founder is who turned him into a vampire and brought him to the vampire library in the spring court of the Feywild. And Link, we last left off with you still doing some more research into your blood magic. You spent a little too late of a night in the library, passed out while in a comfy chair while reading a book in your library. And that is where you were. And we'll go ahead and start with Vaelith. Vaelith, Miasyn had just showed up, and you had we already recorded where you had left that scene and teleported back to somewhere. Where would Vaelith have gone in that moment after the realization?
Probably back home. And then run through any type of investigations that he's been pulling up. So he'd be going rummaging through his desk. You would see the camera kind of posed over the shoulder of Vaelith at this moment, and he's very angrily slamming doors, and you would hear crashing of the plates and just things in general. Anything that would be broken would be replaced because of Link. And but he would basically take a vase and just throw it into the wall and get it repaired in 2 seconds, because that's just the magic that's in his castle and his domain. However, you would see him just running around looking for anything that he wrote down in regards to his investigations and into the blood magic, and trying to figure out who was the one that actually made Sola'cend. And knowing now that the founder now has an additional thing over his head, he's pissed.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Sure.
Let's start this off this way.
Right. Investigation check. 1 second, because I am totally prepared right now. 100%.
No dice. Speaking of Justin, make sure you have your dice if you don't.
Yep.
What are dice?
All right.
Yummy, good, tasty chunks.
Investigation's a +4. All right. So that is a 16 + 4, 20.
Dirty 20. I love it. When you throw that vase and it cracks, a scroll is left when the vase reassembles itself. A scroll is on the floor that you don't remember putting there.
What the hell is this shit? And he picks it up, unravels it. Is there anything written inside?
It's sealed with a wax seal from your progenitor. Whoever made you, this was their seal. it's actually sealed, so this is something you had never found or seen before. And you don't know that your progenitors ever visited the material plane. But this is interesting.
You would see an eyebrow raise, and then you would see also him break the seal very slowly. Not in a respectful manner, because he doesn't give a shit, but more of like hesitant in regards to break the seal, because he hasn't seen it in such a long time. And then he'll open up the paper. Is there any magic that I could feel radiating off of this thing, or is it just a piece of parchment?
There is. It is magic. There is definitely magic that radiates off of this.
Okay. I'd probably be more of an Arcana check first if I can, just to make sure that there's no traps inside.
Go for it.
Alright, that would be a 19.
19? It's not trapped, but it is rigged to do something when you open it.
Sure.
But he's known for using illusory script.
Sure.
They're known for using illusory script.
Well, I'm going to open it. Might as well.
As you open it up, the script starts to appear. It's written in their handwriting, but it looks like this spell, this writing was well over 2,500 years ago. Back as you were getting ready to go hunt Strahd, this was a message they stuck in your pack, kind of deal.
Better late than never.
And it talks about the mission you were going on to take care of this bastard who cares nothing for the rule of law, and whose progeny are running wild across the Fae while performing acts of vampirism and turning people against their will. Which, as we've made canon, vampire law is consent.
Consent, correct.
Every other vampire so far has agreed to that being the way. Strahd was the opposite. Him and his bloodline were banished from the vampiric lands, which is how he ended up with the Unseelie Court. This letter tells a little bit about that, says thank you for doing this, all that kind of stuff. And one thing you remember from that is how you got full-on banished to the material plane. You haven't been back to the Feywild. You haven't found a way. In here is the description of a spell. Can Vaelith cast spells?
Yes.
What level spells?
Up to level 5 right now.
5th level? Fantastic. Give me one moment. Fantastic. In here, if you spend the time, about an hour or so reading this, you will learn the spell Plane Shift once a day.
Aha.
But it's locked to Feywild, so you can only get.
You can only go back to the Fey.
Correct. You can get back home, and it's actually more specifically it says the Vampiric Library, because he says no matter what happens, you should always have access to our wealth of knowledge.
I think at that point you can see Vaelith studying over this scroll, and you can see him try and fail and over and over again until he studies it correctly, and finally something clicks as he raises an eyebrow and then smiles. And then I think from that moment he learns the spell, and I would probably activate it to go to the Feywild.
All right. You are right outside of this very tall library. I would say, for size-wise, the Cathedral of Notre Dame.
Okay.
Packed with vampiric a library of vampiric knowledge. That does not include anything that might be in basements.
Right.
Because there's entire crypts and tombs of vampires who have been sealed away for one reason or another,
right,
at various levels, beneath your feet. This is a gorgeous library in the heart of the Spring Court of the Feywild. However, it is not subject to the laws of the Spring Court. It is always under vampiric law and vampiric rule. Vampires are the only ones allowed on this ground.
I think at that moment, before he even enters and takes the majestic view of this large library, he's going to take a deep breath as he's home. He hasn't seen home in over 2 millennia, so he's going to take that moment to breathe in the air and be happy to be back home. He'll probably take a scoop of dirt, rustle it in his hands, and watch the dirt as it slips through his fingers.
What species was Vaelith before he was turned?
Fairy.
Very nice. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me. Just in space? Wait, what the fuck do you mean?
17 plus 10, 27.
Okay. Painlessly, your fairy wings return.
You can see he kind of stretches them as they, almost dragon-like, spring out from his back. And you can see him shrug his shoulders. And he starts to spread the wings, almost elastic-like, and flap them as they slowly lift him off the ground, and now he floats.
You now have a fairy's fly speed.
It's good to be home.
And so you go ahead and you enter the library, I presume, yeah?
I would, yeah, at that time, I would probably just go ahead and touch back down, hide the wings, and then enter into the library.
Okay. Inside you recognize the 50-foot ceiling that goes all the way back as far as the eye can see till you hit the back wall, because the center goes straight back because it's the main aisle. It's a good 30-foot wide corridor straight back with racks on racks. Once you get past the first 20 or 30 feet in the library, and the front, there's a front desk on the right hand side. Behind it is a Furbolg vampire. He's gonna roll real quick and see if he recognizes you. He does not. Welcome to the library. This your first time?
Vaelith's gonna look a little annoyed. He's seen him quite a few times, but he's gonna play along. Yes, it actually is my very first time here. I've been directed here to do my own research and investigations.
Ah, well. The first steps you have already taken. You have entered the library of the Order of the Vampire. The racks are at your disposal. If there is specific information, you may ask me or any of the other librarians.
Yes. I think at that moment, if I may add, behind him, there's people who donate to keep this library in pristine condition, and you can see that Vaelith's name is clearly in the back with a picture of him. So it's just like he's just smiling and nodding. Yes, of course. Thank you.
Of course. The vampire, the library of the vampire is for all of our kind. And you see one fang of his full descends. It goes down further because it's just one of his traits. His come down a lot further, almost like a saber tooth. But he just drops one and it goes all the way down to his chin.
Got it. You know, I have a good vampiric dentist that can take care of that for you.
I take pride in the length of my fangs.
Yes, dear. And he'll just like pass by and pat you on the face like a good old boy. Just like dunk, 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 and just walk on by. The restricted area is still towards the back and the bottom of the basement, no?
Yes,
Okay.
of course. And he gives you this confused look because, again, he does not remember. You said this was your first time.
Yes.
But you said you were sent, so it could be that you were told information. He's
With
just
information. Yes.
He's just following along.
and
He pulls a key out of a drawer for you and says, "You'll need this."
Thank you. I appreciate your hospitality.
And he gives you a 30-degree bow.
He's just gonna awkwardly look at you and just keep walking.
Fantastic.
Just an awkward look and just keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
And then underneath his breath, he'd be like, "Fucking newbies," and then just keep.
In your defense, he is several millennia younger than you.
I mean, if there's a picture of me in the back.
Yup. Yup.
Just keep on walking in.
All right, fantastic. As you're beginning your search in the library, go ahead and give me an investigation check. See how well you navigate these racks.
All right, 23.
23? Okay. So everything is in alphabetical order by topic. So you pass by changelings, you pass by dryads, you pass by Eladrin, Furbolg, all the fairies, hobgoblins. Not that they're exclusively Fae, but there are hobgoblin variations of Fae. Anything Fae Wild related is in these racks. In the P's, you get to planar, where it talks about races of the other planes, and that's where the materials are there. We are going to go ahead, and while Vaelith is walking these stacks and walking down the center and doing some research, we're going to pan on over to Link. Link.
Hi.
You hear a voice in your head. It's Miasyn.
Members of the Raven Court are meeting at my community center in Sola'cend. Are you joining us today?
Can we just have a meeting?
And totally skipped your mind that you guys were supposed to meet to go take care of the stuff under the mountain up in Sola'cend, up in the frozen north.
I was busy with... Yeah, no, I was busy. Totally in his head, he was like, didn't we just have a meeting? Was I doing something else? Totally forgot.
Uh-huh. And when you look down at the book you were reading, it's the book you brought with you from Gehenna talking about the other planes.
Mm-hmm.
And last year you were reading it, it was talking about the Fae and the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
And on there is a map of the Feywild that is magically shifting where things are. You have up down at the bottom of the map is always the Unseelie. They don't change. In the middle of the top third of the map, because the Unseelie have the entire bottom third.
Mm-hmm.
The top 2/3 in the middle of the central middle is the Seelie. They never change. The 4 that surround it, winter, spring, summer, fall, are constantly ebbing and flowing because the seasons are perpetually changing, and it's like they're not connected.
Okay.
It is such wild shit. You do see a little P that you marked where Pan's tree is, and the rave. It's still listed as summer. It's always listed as summer at the rave site.
Oh, yeah.
You've noticed that never changes either.
I've probably made note of that, and it's one of those spots where I like, whenever I bring back my reference material, I'm like, I gotta go by there and visit again. That was a good time the last time I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
And you see there's another section that doesn't change. The ones that change are very, very few and far between. You see a capital for the spring, the summer, the winter, and the fall courts. Those don't change.
Mm-hmm.
So the capitals, their core centers don't change, but their other territories within the Feywild do. And in the spring one, there is another darker section within the capital of the spring court that is weird. It doesn't match any of the coloration of any of the others. It's a little more of a reddish blob on the map.
I think when I see that, I am going to knock over one of the vases that I have that essentially acts as like a trigger for letting my small council that I have assembled, basically my council of spies, to let them know I need their assistance. Mainly the one that took charge the last time, that I had to go somewhere.
The 12-year-old?
Yes. She did a great deed the last time. I'm gonna keep. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. She runs in, gives you this like deep 45-degree bow. Yes.
You're smart. I gotta go somewhere. You know what to do. And at that point, like, I'm gonna get up, pat my hands, walk by, pat them on the head, and then just walk over to where I will go and do a little let's see if I can get there.
Shall I send in the helpers?
If you want. Yeah, that might be helpful. Yeah, let's go ahead and send them.
Okay. And she runs off, and you just hear her out in the hall. You, get your ass in there! You've left her in charge one too many times. Power's starting to go to this little tween's head.
Slay Queen, do it.
And five dark-skinned gentlemen walk in, and they set up around you, and they start to do a gate spell ritual, because that's what their job is. You have to do the ritual because you guys do not have 9th level magic. None of you have access to it.
Yep.
It's hard to get to level 20. Or level 16, or whatever level 9th level magic is acquired at.
Yeah.
But it's just not easy. But by each of them giving up a little bit of their magic and a little bit of their whatever, they can access this gate spell. And they do, and they get it to the Feywild. But you know the deal. Going is not accurate. It relies on thought and intention. What are you where are you intending to go? What are you where are you trying to get to in the Feywild?
I will, right before I do that, I will look back over and look back over to her, smile and give her a nod, and then look at the others and be like, you guys know the deal. She's in charge. Don't do anything stupid, and whatever she says goes. Otherwise, I'll be back in a bit. Whatever that looks like, I don't know. I still have a hard time keeping track of time around here, so we'll figure that out. Otherwise, peace, and I'll go through. As I do, in my head, I will have that spot that I've seen in the map, as well as the thought of trying to figure out a way to break this spell, and a tuna sandwich sounds really good right now.
You had to throw the last one in. Go ahead. Go ahead and roll for me a let's do an Arcana check.
I can do that.
I think that's the most apropos.
That is going to be a 14.
Great. You didn't fail. If you had rolled really badly, you were going to end up somewhere you didn't want to be with tuna.
I mean,
It'd have been delicious.
Here for it.
Just way off track.
Just a side quest. That's all.
Swimming with the fishes.
It's just a small little adventure as I go and figure out a way to make a Long John Silver's in this world.
Roll for me a D20.
7.
7. Fantastic. You end up coming out into a place that's dark. It's entirely dark. And you know that the gate spell from last time, it only enters into doorways of some kind or another. So you know you're in a building somewhere, but you're not quite sure where.
I think when I do that, I'm going to blink my eyes a little bit for my dark vision to kind of kick in, just to see where that gets me. And then when that does, the shades of gray for the darkness kind of pop up. As that happens, what do I see?
You see that you are in what looks to be the central row of a library, but it smells dusty and dank. Not mildewy, because it's taking care of books. They can't let it get moist. But it's that dry, unopened air smell.
I think
it does not smell pleasant for Link.
I think as that happens, I'm just going to cough and be like, can someone open a window? Jeez. I'm going to lift my scarf up over my little nose and mouth.
Okay. As you do that, the door opens, and light floods in, and you see Vaelith at the top of about a 3-step staircase. As Vaelith, you're entering the restricted section. And you see Link in the entryway of another door that goes downstairs into the crypt.
Oh, it's Vaelith. How's it going?
What?
What are you doing here? Where are we, by chance?
I think you see a very confused look on Vaelith's face, because Link is not vampiric.
No.
So he's in my library.
Yeah, in a way, absolutely your library.
So you would see a very confounded look. I don't think he would say anything. He'll look very confused and puzzled for a second. And then he'll look for the nearest vase. And then try to throw it at you to see if you're actually real.
I think as you throw it at me, I'm just going to quickly, not even my whole arm, just half my arm goes up and I'll swat it right before it hits me. Straight face too. Like there's like what is it? Like we've made the eye contact. There's some confusion, and it's just like that happens. I swat it, and I just maintain that look of confusion.
I don't understand why you are here.
Where is here?
My library.
Huh. Your library. You have a library in your castle?
This is not the castle, Link.
Oh, okay. Did work. Got it. So, what library is this then?
This is the library only, and he'll think about his words. This is the library where you shouldn't have access unless you are like me.
You'd be surprised. I actually have access to a lot of places. Stuff. I mean, honestly, it's just the draw of the luck as to like if I can get access.
Okay, you talk
to those
too
spaces.
much. Get to the point. What are you doing here?
I'm trying to figure out some stuff. What are you doing here? I can ask you the same thing.
This is my library.
And you just randomly go into your library whenever you feel like it? Okay, that gives nothing.
Okay, senor. And he's going to walk over, and I think at this point he probably has a couple books in his hand. If Link takes a glance at it, he'll see a couple different topics, probably something in the realms of like blood magic, and along with maybe finding something to do with like psychic connections, anything in that realm, because and this is above table, Vaelith would Vaelith knows about Miasyn, and obviously Vaelith knows that Miasyn has returned more than once. And so he's trying to figure out what is going on with Miasyn, and if there's anything within a psychic connection there, and what would transpire as far as psychic connections, because he would see that Miasyn talks to people. So how does she get her power, and what does that entail? So he's trying to understand more than necessarily suss things out. He's more of like, okay, what is it that she's actually doing? It's more of a general understanding, and why is she doing it? Not necessarily digging into the past. You probably see some records of, you know, the plannards, see like if there are any old records in regards to like the founder, maybe trying to find background information on the founder, if he's gotten any subtle hints of like where he may be from, just to kind of get any of like an understanding of what he likes, to try to like pinpoint and dagger towards the founder to get something on him, because he's tired of getting something held over his head.
I think Link, when he notices the book with blood magic, you'll see him perk up. His ears will it's kind of relax a little bit, but then his ears will pop up, and then he'll have a very intrigued look. It's like, oh, blood magic. Could you point me in that direction, or is there more down? You're coming down, so I'm assuming there's stuff down here too.
Yes, but why are you interested in blood magic? Are you vampiric?
No, but fantastic. Let's go. I want to know stuff. And then I'm going to turn around and just...
I'm going to grab his collar before he goes, if I can. Kind of one of those, like, you're moving too fast. You need to slow your roll because I have more questions. Kind of very grab by the collar. Not to strangle you, but kind of just, like, halt you, you know, like cartoon-wise when, like, a kid is walking away. You're like...
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, just walk down, you grab his scarf, he pulls it, and then comes back and turns around. It's like, yes?
I wasn't done talking to you. That is very rude.
I mean, we can walk and talk. That's a thing. Unless you need help with the books.
No, senor. I don't need help with the books. And, like, at that point, he'll levitate the book so that he's not even carrying it anymore. So it's just levitating in front of him, kind of thing. And he's going to look at you, and he'll probably ask Senor, what is it that you are interested in blood magic, and why haven't you come to me before?
Literally, we just had a meeting, right?
I wasn't there.
Neither was I. Apparently, Miasyn had said that we had another meeting, which was kind of odd because I'm like, dude, I literally just came back from a meeting. And we have another meeting? What are you talking? Like,
she loves her meetings, yes.
And then I thought to myself, like, well, I'm still even... I've kind of forgotten how long that I've been here. Your time that operates in this world is something I'm not accustomed to. So it's like, I know I've done things, I can remember all the things, but at the same time, it's like, placement-wise, like, it literally just feels like a couple of minutes ago.
The Fae has no time. Everything is wonky here in the Fae. Are you talking about here or back at home in the Planards?
Back where I'm from.
Yes.
But also back here, and then also back where we hold all of our meetings, that place.
Well, time is irrelevant here. We can spend one day in the Fae, and it can go generations within back at home.
It's a weird soup. I got that.
Yes.
But yes, no, I'm intrigued by something, and I'm kind of wanting to learn. It happened in between the last meeting and the meeting that we both missed, so I'm like, looking through some of my old reference material, and I do love coming to the Fae, especially going to visit Pan, because they run amazing raves, and who says I can't enjoy a party every once in a while, so, but I noticed something that was odd, and then I figure I'd come check it out, see what it is. Curiosity piqued my interest.
Are you feline?
You're gonna see his Link kind of looks around, and then he's like, "That is how I present myself." Yes.
There is a saying that you will find out one day. Hopefully not this day, but curiosity does things to people.
Like
yes. What? You will find out one day, sir. Anyways, the blood magic here. The blood magic that you are interested in.
Yes.
Why such a big interest in it? What is it that you are piqued?
I'm wanting to know how it works. The in and outs of it. I am wanting to see if I can learn everything I can about it, how to make it, how to use it, how to make bonds with it, how to break said bonds, how to manipulate the blood magic, the blood itself, using that magic. It's not something I'm accustomed to. I am just intrigued.
Yes.
So, more blood magic down this way?
No, I have everything in my hands. And he's going to set it on the table and open the book. And he's going to kind of just flip the pages without touching them as he's scanning through the page. And you can look as he's looking. He just doesn't care. What I'm looking for is more vampiric blood magic, but if there's something that you see, which I would assume vampiric blood magic is towards the back, but what you may be looking for is towards the front, so you could probably see what you're looking for. And I want to see if I can roll to check for that, to see if there's something that I see in your face as I pass through the book on certain pages and topics.
Okay. So you guys take a seat in the restricted section, right?
Yes.
Okay. The materials that you have, the first series of books is a set of 9 books, and it is all 9 levels of blood magic spells. It is a series of spells. People come here to study. Wizards who focus on blood magic, specifically like Fey blood magic, the blood magic the Fey know. So it's different than But the main topic of the books is that everybody's blood magic, everybody's blood manifests different and looks different. The first book, the very first page, has an entire blood color theory written by a vampire.
Blood theory.
It literally is
subject.
Right. It's one of those. It's like you just there's a guy out there who thinks that everyone's blood is useful for different things because different species have different blood. They have different chemical processes, different all of this, that, and the other. Dryads have different blood than Eladrin. Winter Eladrin different than summer. It's strange. It's wild. But is he right or wrong? That's neither here nor there. But there is that, and that is entirely different for Link. Link has never heard of blood magic color theory.
Perfectly fine with me.
Someone actually took the time to make this a theory?
Yes. They're bloodsuckers.
Interesting. I see Link as he pulls out like his tiny little glasses and then pulls out a pen and paper and just starts annotating notes as you kind of like speed on through, looking through the books.
This was my least favorite subject. I didn't like it. It was boring. Color theory. That is bogus. It's red.
Makes sense.
Yes. And I'm going to keep flipping through just slowly around the pages and kind of just waiting for a reaction.
There's a bunch of fun spells in here. Any and all. There's a whole slew. It's like I said, it's 9 volumes of blood, just different blood magic spells with some description of each. And we get to one that is around a 7th level spell that is blood summoning.
Ooh, stop right there.
He's gonna stop, and then he'll look at you. Yes. What?
This right here, and I'll like point to that specific spell. It's like, can I see? Can I touch?
You can touch, and he'll turn the book towards you. So that it's it's reading towards you.
I'll slide it over, and I'll just like,
In the picture is very graphic, so for anyone who is worried about that, this is an in-recording trigger warning for the graphic that we're going into. It has 5 inverted flayed men whose blood has been smeared in a circle and in a shape of a summoning circle. It's a more gruesome and archaic version of the spell that was used to bring you. And the 6th person is standing there waiting, and it summons someone, and you see a line of blood go from forehead to forehead to show that they are blood bonded through the summoning ritual. As all the blood disappears, like it's a series of images. Like think like a little bit of a comic.
Yeah, it's a comic book.
Yeah, a little bit of a comic. Yeah. It's not a moving picture. We had a moving picture a moment ago, which is why I'm being specific. So we have a little bit of a comic strip of how this spell works, and you see that, and you remember back when you were summoned. There weren't dead bodies, but there were 5 additional people aside from the person who summoned you, and all 5 died when the spell was concluded. So it's not exactly the same spell, but it's close enough. It's a good start.
Yeah, I'll I'll as I finish reading that, I'll look up at Vaelith and say, you know, they need to update these books because I know that there are probably more efficient ways to do this. I'm also sure that there are more efficient ways that don't result in people dying in doing this type of spell.
Look, not every book here is updated, okay? But you have the pieces of information that you need.
Well, this shows me how to do it in a way. So now I just need to see how to break said bond.
Did you turn the page?
You'll see as Link goes, turns the page. Maintains eye contact with you too.
Just yes, I did. As he turns the page. On the very next thing says, neither can die while the other lives. However, what is lost remains lost. And you now know the guy who summoned you, his neck was snapped, he was killed when the founder set you loose onto the material plane and gave you your instructions of how to join the Raven Court and all of that. However, you now know he didn't die. He's out there somewhere. This assassination plot may not be an assassination plot. It may more be I'm going to say kidnapping, I think is the best word to use. He's trying to get what he feels is his summoned property.
I think when, like, that does kind of kick in, and I read that part of what is the line about?
Neither can die while the other lives.
Neither can die without the other lives. I'll kind of pull away, and I'll think. You'll see as Link thinks a little bit. He'll scratch his chin as he thinks. And Vaelith, you'd be able to tell, like, you'd be able to see
gears turning.
Yeah, exactly. That expression of, like, his gears are turning before he's like, so I need to find this asshole. And, well, actually, no, we should have him, I think. I just need to find him, I need to find him, and then put him into a closet, lock said closet, and don't have to worry about this again. Or, hear me out. We can give him to, I don't know, do we really want them to research that? Because that may actually, like, expose some other things. I don't know necessarily if I want that to be, like, I don't know, confidentiality and whatnot.
I'm just literally hovered. I think he's just spitting out, like, anime style, a bunch of gibberish, and, like, right over his shoulder would be Vaelith just looking at him with, like, just a dumbfounded look, like, yeah, that explains a lot.
You know, I think, and this is just Link just like finally coming to an idea. He's like, Vaelith, I think what I'll do is I'll give him to Morwen, let them do research on this gentleman, let them figure whatever else that they want out, because they love information and all the science and whatnot that they like to do, and take him back and put this guy into a casket, bury him, and not have to worry about it again until I'm actually ready to leave. Yeah.
Because there is a note at the bottom that says entities summoned in this way are bound to that plane, to the plane of the person they are bound with. So you know you have to keep him on the same plane.
Yeah.
that you're on. But it also means that anytime you've played or traveled, including now, he has 2.
Oh.
If he has the freedom and ability to do so.
Yeah, I'm sure this is fine.
I'm sure this is fine.
Mr. Link, and you'll see him kind of grab your shoulder, but firmly grasp it.
Ooh, I could use a massage. Thank you.
You are a disturbing creature. But
I am a creature, yes.
blood bonding is a terrible thing, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your ultimate goal here? I saw the gears turning.
Well, I can ask you the same thing. Because you, sir, I walked in on with these books. So I've already laid out a couple things. It's only right that you could spill some things as well. Tit for tat kind of a deal.
Well, you know I am not the only vampire in our court. Yes.
There's vampires in our court?
Yes, they are. And he's going to look even more annoyed and just like take the vase and throw it on the floor himself and just watch it repair itself because he's annoyed. Just like he's just annoyed from this guy, and he's going to look at you and say, well, we have more than one vampire in our court. One of them is a child.
Okay.
I need to know how he became.
Well, I'm sure me and you can help. I can help you figure that out too. If you just let me in. Let me into your heart. Let me be your friend.
Here, how about this, Link? You are a useful tracker. No.
I have my moments, yes.
Yes. I will handsomely reward you if you can find a family for me.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yes, I thought so. I am looking for a particular family with my blood.
Okay.
You find them, and you tell me where they are.
I can do that. Do you have a general sense of where the fuck to start, or do you just want me to send people out and find what I can? A nice starting point's always good to have.
He's going to look at you and be even more annoyed because he is obviously centuries older than you. So he kind of just gives you that annoyed look like, you really think I haven't been looking type of thing. And he goes, no, I don't know where they are, but you and your network can find them now.
Interesting. Not even you can find them.
No.
Huh. Okay. I will go ahead and take note of that. When I get back, I will see what I can find. And trust me.
But here's what I will do for you. You have a particular reason to keep someone else safe. And he's going to look down on the page. I will provide that safe haven for you.
Safe is relative. I could care less if this dude dies every few seconds.
You don't want anyone to find him, right?
I want him to make sure that Morwen gets what they want from the studying of this gentleman. And then if you can keep him sealed somewhere where he can never escape until the day comes where I decide, I want to go home, that would just allow me to rent a space in your castle for this dude.
He'll reach out a hand. Let's make a deal. You find this family, I will give you that space you need.
You'll see as Link stands up And when he does, you'll see as an illusory magic will suddenly start to dissipate, and his once feline appearance turns more into that of a fox. The clothes are still there, and once it drops all the way through, you'll see as Link will smile and shake your hand and say, "A deal's a deal."
As he shakes your hand, you'll see his wings spread out from behind him.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Yes. This is my true form.
As this is mine, please. Confidentiality.
Your word is my bond.
As that illusion magic and you guys make reveal your true identities and your true selves, one of the books that Vaelith collected starts to glow gray for a minute, goes whoop, and it stops. It's literally like a whoop, and stops glowing.
Is that normal?
What is? Would we have felt that?
It just would have been like this like magic just went off on the side.
Yeah, so
as
we
you guys
felt
were.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'd have been.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably check it for one for a trap, and number two, I'd open it up immediately to see what changed.
It was a book on changelings. A brief history of changelings.
Interesting.
And Vaelith knows that the founder is a changeling because that's how he introduced himself
Many eons ago.
when you guys first met and started the very first Raven Court.
Yes. Let us find this family, and he's going to grab the book and put it underneath his arm. And we shall see.
Since we are still here in our true forms and figure I can ask, I saw that book had information on changelings. Is there a particular one that you are looking for, or are you just studying because you had a craving?
Senor Link, you ask many questions.
I'm curious and want to know many things.
As I said before, curiosity is a damning thing.
Yeah, but I don't have to worry about that for a little bit. Now.
No.
Because Link realized he's immortal.
Now, I can ask the question of, is there a particular one you're wanting to know information on? Maybe I can also divert some resources to that too.
For your safety, Link, I think it is better that I don't tell you who.
Oh, I don't think I really have to worry too much about safety now, do I? He'll flip
Not
the page
yet.
back over and point back on it.
Fair enough. But don't say I didn't warn you. The
Confidentiality.
found. Oh, it's not about the confidentiality. It's about the founder. This guy is a changeling. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. But yet here we all are, working for the man.
Yes.
I need to know more about the changeling culture and their background. Who is this man? Why does he have so many secrets from us? Does it not bother you?
A lot of us have secrets. I have plenty. I'm sure you have plenty, and sure, so does everybody else in the court. I've been working to try and get as many of those secrets as I can. So, that does bring up a good point, because I never really considered looking into him, but I'm more than happy to help and figure some stuff out, because, again, my interest has been piqued, and I love finding information out on people.
Be careful, Link. He is not someone you want to trifle with too much.
I think that's the challenge, and I do love me a good challenge.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
You are just as in danger as I am in this case.
Yes, but I hold my own.
As do I.
Fair. Now, Link, this is a fair warning to you. Please, do not get caught by the Founder, not for my sake, but for yours.
Noted. Wink.
Senor, you find that family, immortality will be just the beginning for you.
We have ourselves a deal. And I will dig a little bit deeper into him as well. If I lose a couple, so be it.
Okay. I think then we shall continue our research. Circle back here within a day's time. And if you do not know what a day is, he's going to try to put a spell on you so that it wakes you up within a day. If you allow it.
I think just for the sake of curiosity, he won't fight it.
He'll put a spell on you, not to harm you. It's not a harmful spell, but it's to help wake you up so that you can come back together and you can download the information once again.
Okay.
And at that, he snaps his fingers, and you'll see him kind of float away, but leave the blood pages, a copy of the blood pages on the desk for you.
I will gather those up, put them into my backpack. I'm still down here, and you left me unattended, correct?
Yep. He doesn't care.
Your gate is still open, by the way, in the doorway.
That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and take a look through and see what other shenanigans I can find in here. I will probably spend like half a day doing it until I get bored. What's that?
Investigation check for me.
I can.
Vaelith
With
don't give a
advantage.
shit.
With advantage, because you're spending half the day.
Yeah.
Vaelith don't care. He's there for what he's there for, and he's gone.
Mm-hmm. Except he's in the restricted stacks.
Don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 24 for me.
Hell yes. Was that a nat 20 or was that just a 16 turned to a 24?
That was a 17 turned to a 24.
17. Good enough. All right. I was making sure it wasn't a nat 20 because the nat 20 would have been entirely different.
So close.
Right? Okay, so with a 24, you stumble across some ancient texts. Not bound books, not scrolls. But you know how when people were first binding things by doing essentially the 3-hole punch with the tie in it?
Mm-hmm.
It's that type of book.
Okay.
So juicy, right? And on it, you see the rise and fall of the original vampire. It's spelled like vampire, but the spelling is different. It's like what vampire grew out of all those years ago. So it's like VHAMPHIIR with a couple of accents and some weird shit. Like it's totally recognizable as the word, but it's like those letters don't belong. But it's the rise and the fall of the original vampire.
Interesting. I will make notes, and I will also do some copying of that text and keep that for addition to my own library whenever I decide to get back.
Do you start at the beginning or the end?
Oh, I'm starting at I caveat. No, all right. I'm going to start at the end because I want to know how it happens, and then I will go all the way back, and then that's when all the copying starts.
You hear where the very end says, after being freed of his bond by his father, the son killed the father.
It would have been like,
uh-huh. And it was the youngest son killed the father.
mm-hmm.
And so began the line of von Zarovich.
And then, like, as I like close that up, I will close that up, and right before I begin to like do all the text, I'm like, is there not a sequel somewhere?
Maybe somewhere else in these restricted stacks, but
Or maybe that's been taken
Mhm.
by me and not said anyone.
But I'll imagine I'll go looking, trying to find it. Once I don't find it, I'm just like, this
Yeah,
sucks.
you don't.
Okay, well, anyway. And then I'll begin copying all of that.
Fantastic. Another half day later, that spell to keep you awake hits you like a cup of coffee, and you're still awake in the library. This book was so riveting, but the time that this clicked in for you, the spell clicked in, you were at the juiciest bit. The original vampire created 8 lines. He then went from oldest to youngest and began freeing them of the blood bond. In the margins, you see scribbles of notes of how this happened, as if it was pulled from another text that is somewhere else in these stacks. And you see the names of different vampiric families, and you go ahead and you write them all down. One of them is von Zarovich.
Mm-hmm.
Von Strahd was the youngest child of the original vampires. Not genetic child, but blood child through vampirism.
Yeah.
It does not. This text does not speak of how vampirism started. It's unknown how this first vampire came to be. But this was 15,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
In the Feywild.
Yeah.
And you get all the way through to the best part, and it is the desecration of the original vampiric corpse. Each of the 8 families took a relic from their father. The relic being a part of his own flesh to turn into a something. So they all have an artifact that they hand down through the lineage that's just been passed down. And as you're figuring all this out, Link, Vaelith shows back up.
Boo.
Oh, hey buddies, how's it going? You know, I do have to say it is really nice to be able to actually like be out of my cat-like form and actually just be in this. It's been a little bit, but still, it's a little tiresome after a bit, after doing it for so long.
Yes, I understand. What did you find?
Oh, shenanigans, just... What is it? And you're going to see as he pulls out this like massive stack of like papers and everything. He has like 3 to 4 different books that are compiled together. It's like, just a little light reading for a Tuesday. And I figure, yeah, it's just some good stuff, you know? Interesting bits about like about, you know, changelings and shit like that. That's interesting. Good to know that.
What's going on with the changeling?
Well, changelings have had to have dealt with a plague for the last 1,000 years, but has the possibility of making them immortal, which is interesting to say the least, that a plague, if they're able to overcome it, can allow them to live forever. And, you know, I gotta say, doesn't necessarily sit right with me, only because I think that upsets the balance of nature and when it comes to the longevity of things. But that's obviously outside of my purview. I don't really give two shits. It's just me as a being. I don't feel comfortable with that. But that's just me.
Yes, immortality always comes as a cost.
Yes. So that's what I found. What did you have? What do you have over there?
So, last we spoke, we talked about an interesting party, no?
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you I have information on a particular person that needs some more digging, and it looks like you found something here?
I'm never going to say no to that. I love finding new information out on stuff. In fact, probably after I get done here, I'm going to go pay a visit to a common friend of ours, and see how she's doing, because there are questions as to why I found something. But
Ooh, what did you find?
You first.
I don't think so.
Why not?
This doesn't work that way. I let you get access to this library. You give me info.
No. We give each other info. That's how this works. That's how a friendship works. We give each other information because we both know we need it.
Yes, we both need it. But I gave you access, so you go first.
Okay. It turns out a certain 2 council members have made a deal. One of them being Morwen, the other one, well, I'll let you take a guess at who she might be.
Yes. That is interesting. We'll take a note of that. And he'll kind of, out of nowhere, take parchment and kind of just write in thin air, and you'll see the parchment scroll up and disappear as he takes notes of the conversation. And then he will then take out the information, and you'll see like his finger, very elongated, very skinny, kind of point towards the changeling paperwork. And he'll look at you, Link, and he'll go, "We have a common interest here.
Yes.
This person that we are talking about, he is a changeling. And it looks like, I don't know how old he is, but he may predate this." And he'll point at the information that's put on and you circled about the changeling. This person holds something dear to me, and we spoke about this. You find that family, and we can take this person down together.
It sounds like we have a little bit of a deal. Would you go so far as to even sign a contract to verify this deal?
You know me. I don't do contracts.
We'll just go on good faith then. Never hurts to ask, though. But I respect it.
All I care is the safety of this family. If anything were to happen to them, I will personally hunt you down and kill you myself.
Yeah, you can try. You can certainly try.
Just remember what I hold in my prison.
Yeah. I got you. Don't worry. I'll find them. I'll find the family. And I'll do my best to make sure that they are in the best possible condition that you could ask for.
I will tell you one thing, Link. I don't care about what you do with your life. You cross me, I will kill you.
I'm gonna give you a little secret here, because you kind of threatened me a little bit. It kind of makes me feel a little bad, but you have to understand, where I'm from, you can get rid of me from this material plane. I'm going to come back. You're just going to make me annoyed, and eventually, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to say you're sorry, or someone will beat you to it and you'll die anyway. So I will just dance on your grave and break a pot.
I don't care.
So, you don't have to threaten me.
I'm not threatening you. I am telling you something.
Sound a little bit like a threat.
A threat is more of a promise. Link, we can do this together. I don't care what you do with your life. I will hold my bargain. I will uphold it, and I will not tell anyone of your secrets. I will give you your space as you want and as you plead.
We have ourselves a deal.
Then, we must find this family and take care of the founder together.
Well, you'll see as he Link closes up all of his books, and then all of his notes will sync up into making this incredibly comically large book, and it will suddenly be sucked up into his little backpack that he has on, and it says, "What better time than to start right now? But first I gotta make a pit stop."
Where are you going?
I'm just gonna go visit Morwen, just see how she's doing. Offer up a little bit of help. Maybe see if she can use something that I found might be interesting. We'll see.
What would be of interest? This is above table. What would be of interest to Link that Vaelith could offer to make him not more powerful, but show good faith?
I think that the fact that you both are in here, you both are conversating, and the fact that you both are in your actual forms is well enough for Link to know that everything, that the deal is good and that you're acting in good faith as he.
Could, and this is a question for you, Eric, could I give Link a dagger?
Yeah, you can give him anything you want.
I like to give him a death dagger where he can use on someone if he chooses to do so. But in retrospect, above table, if he tries to use it on me, it'd only backfire.
Above table, it would be more like he would take it, and then he's going to have it embroidered with Vaelith and Link, best buds forever. But it's going to be in a language. It's going to be in a language that no one's going to be able to like read unless like they know that specific language. So it's just going to be scribbled. But to him, it's like, I have a gift from my best buddy.
Yeah, I think it would be, since Link is a rogue, I think a gift to him as showing good faith would be like a shadow dagger where he could utilize his dagger once to kill something almost immediately.
Yeah, bet.
Now, real quick.
That's up to you. You could say no. I'm just throwing an idea out there.
No, you're good. You're good. I like it. I love it. Real quick. Link gave you information. You gave Link a dagger.
Yeah.
You are a fake creature, are you not?
I am.
Justin.
It's not the first time. It's not the first time, okay? It's not the first time. That's why he did it. He's like, I know what comes with this. I'm okay with it.
You can now cast sending to each other once a day for free at will without a problem. Because you have just a level 1 type of friendship pact in. It just lets you guys talk without caring about anything except for the plane of existence you're on.
While I'm taking a shit. You better not.
Oh, that's dangerous there, buddy. I hope you know what you gave us right there.
And Link, you feel this power, and you remember that you haven't checked on one of your other friends recently. They've been pinging you and messaging you, but you haven't spoken back to them recently.
Is it Sauce?
Yes, it's Sauce.
Oh, I've been busy.
You've been really busy the last 2 or 3 days.
I'm so sorry.
So, that's a thing. I just wanted to remind you. And beyond that, North, how is Vaelith gonna go ahead and, what's he gonna do in this library now that they've kind of finished this exchange? Is he gonna keep doing some research? Is he gonna go back home? Does he have any reason to do anything specific yet?
I don't think so. He doesn't have enough information at this point to do anything except for like the changeling thing and then the conversation with Miasyn.
Okay, so you don't have a whole lot left right this second.
No, I don't really have anything because a lot of it is just dependent on what everyone else is doing.
That's perfect. As you guys are sitting there doing some more research, finding out that Link, you thought your note said 1,000 years ago that the bloodline was poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
You actually found out that 1,000 years ago is when all record of changelings vanished. There was no more record or reference of changelings. The plague was 15,000 years ago. What's your intelligence score? Just your score.
My base score is at 16.
Okay. That's even in your Arcanoloth mode, yeah?
Oh, let me pull up the Arcanoloth mode.
Okay. Because I think they're either higher or their charisma's higher. One of the two.
Yeah. Also, it's a 24, the Arcanoloth form.
The intelligence is 24? Alright, fantastic. So, because you're as an Arcanoloth right this second, you're using your Arcanoloth stats, which, based on your intelligence there, you realize that the date of the plague and the date of the first vampire, the record of the first vampire, are strikingly close. They're both around that 15,000 year ago marker. When you go back that far, there was changelings that counted in the 10,000s. But as you look through time more, you see less of their names and more like monikers. So they stopped using names because there were fewer of them and started using names like the Founder and the Oracle and the Debutante, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And over time, even some of those started to disappear off of the history books that you saw. Is there a link between vampirism and the Founder and his race? Maybe, maybe not. But the Founder disappears from this record book here about 5,500 years ago. But the Founder's still alive. But he's not on the Feywild history books.
Interesting.
That bitch is immortal.
Possibly could be. But there are ways around that.
That there is. I was going to say the poison. The poison, if they find a cure to the poison, they're immortal. But if they are poisoned, they're not immortal.
So, technically, the way the plague tracks, they were immortal before.
Right.
The plague makes them mortal.
Right.
It looks like everything you've seen, most of them seem to have died off or disappeared from the history books. And the only one you can 100% nail down is that the Founder is still alive.
Got it. Is there anywhere that, or is there something that would replicate the plague?
Only by doing research or having someone else go do research on the bodies of ideally living changelings. But beyond that, you'd have to find someone who was infected and have to do a lot of science.
Looks like I have to go to my science friend.
Oh,
Go to her laboratory.
We're both going to see our friend together. Well, I'll probably get there before you do, but still, we'll go see her at some point anyway.
That's probably who I'd go. I'll probably do some research and then talk to her.
So, Morwen must have been listening. Because at this moment, one of your people walks through the gate with a letter and bows and says, "Sir, this came for you."
You're going to see as Link just like jumps up, and as he does, going to quickly shift back over into his regular tabaxi form, close the thing as it's speaking, and yell, "What are you doing? Who told you to come through the gate? If you do anything, it's going to slip the letter through the gate. You don't pass through because you don't know what the hell's going on around here. What is going on? Who told you can't? Go now.
Before he can go anywhere, he immediately disappears. I want to kill him. No one goes through that gate without having my approval.
You're gonna just use one of your spells to like disintegrate him or some shit?
Disintegrate him, yep.
Perfect. you cast and disintegrate because both of you are in true form, which means that Vaelith has full access to, what is it, like 9th level spells?
Yes.
So just boom, disintegrate. Goes off, pops off. This guy backs up slowly, walks in to the gate, and as he walks into the gate, he slowly just disintegrates.
Just watch him disintegrate in front of you.
Yeah, and then I will let the letter loose.
As soon as you open the paper, you hear the sound of Morwen's voice. Hey, it's Morwen. We are going to need to meet. Not just you and me, but all of us. We're calling a Raven Court meeting. So, whatever you're doing, either do it quickly or wait to do it after. We have some matters to attend to, and I think you should be there.
And then the note folds itself back up and shreds itself into oblivion.
And then as it says the rest, I'll be like, I'm sorry about that. They've had clear instructions to not go through any gates, but apparently that one's a new one. And so, well, they got to see. So, forgive me. I will make sure that my team understands, the do's and don'ts when it comes through my personal rules for coming through gates. Because stuff like that happens. And, well, as they probably are freaking out over there, I'm just going to come on through and just be like, what did we learn? And, I'll save what I will talk with my team about later, but I apologize for that.
No one comes into my presence.
Yeah, that was a new guy mistake. Well, you can only learn that mistake one time. You can only learn that lesson once. And, well, he learned it.
Yes, that is right.
Okay. Well, I am going to head over. I will talk with my team. Forgive me again, Vaelith. I will catch you at the Raven Court meeting that we're about to have over at Morwen's place.
Ah, shit, that means I'm going to get one to win by. Oh, well.
Probably. So, be on the lookout for yours. I'm going to, like I said, I will be there probably beforehand just because I have things I got to take care of. But I will catch you later, friend.
You will have access to a room within my castle for your special guest.
We really are friends.
Don't get too excited. Yeah,
Instead of being right in front of his face, it's, just, it's like down his chest.
Much better. Yes, you should have access to that for your friend, and no one will have access. Anyone who tries to get access into that will happen. And he'll point over to the pile of dust that's on the floor.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to go have fun with my team and let them know that was a big no-no, so I'll catch you later, buddy. And then you're going to see as like Link just kind of makes his backpack all nice and tight. It's going to be really cute and tiny that's on his back. And he walks right through the portal.
Fantastic. And Vaelith, it's your turn to go home, however you're going to go home and prepare for this Raven Court meeting.
You're going to see Vaelith kind of extend his wings one last time as Link leaves, and he stretches his wings and he looks back. And then he's going to reach into his jacket pocket where he has a locket. And he's going to open the locket, take a look at it, caress it, close it, and put it back into his pocket. And then he's going to retract the wings back into his form, and you'll see him in a cloud of smoke just disappear back to his castle.
Perfect. So you use plane shift and get back home.